Hey there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing and have a first look at this HTC One M9. And yes, I know it's not yet released in India, and this is not an Indian unit, and as you can see the seal is already broken. I purchased this from Faisal Communications for around 40,000, and this is the gunmetal grey variant. And again, as you can see, it says Comtel. It's from there. And let's take out the device. And if you have been watching my videos, you'll notice that last year I really liked the HTC One M8, but I gave it up because of the camera. So this is a sort of a successor to that. It looks actually very similar to the One M8. We'll look at this device a bit later. Let's quickly see what else do we get in the box. And we have a SIM ejector tool, getting started guide, and gives you an idea of the ports, where are the ports. And this one has a nano SIM, guys. And we have some safety and regulatory guide and some stickers. I'll just keep that to the side. And this is the power brick. Let me just open this. The sad thing is that though this device supports Qualcomm quick charging, this charger is not a quick charger. So thumbs down to HTC for that. This is just a regular charger, but not a quick charger. It's just 5 volts. A Qualcomm quick charger will be 9 volts. So we are just getting a normal charger with this one. And this is the micro USB cable. And these are the headsets. So let me keep these things to the side and let's look at the handset itself. So this is the HTC One M9. Let me take out this protective covering. And as you can see, it is a pretty sleek device, initial impressions, I would say. And you might be mistaken for the One M8. It actually looks very similar to that, almost the same, but there are quite a bit of differences. If you notice on this end, I believe this is the SD card, micro SD card slot, volume rockers, and the power button. The power button has been moved. On the One M8, it was here at the top, but now they have moved it over here. And again, we have boom sound, dual speakers, but now we even have virtual surround. So that is interesting. The biggest change, I would say, is the rear facing camera. Gone is the ultra pixel camera. Now we have a 20.7 megapixel camera with again dual LED flash. We still have the ultra pixel camera, but it has been moved here, and it's a front facing camera. So let's try to power on this device. Again, the build quality is amazing. Again, that was the same with the One M8, and that's the same with this one. So let's try to power this on now. And I hope it has a charge. Yeah, it gave me haptic feedback. Regarding the screen size, it's still a 5-inch 1080p screen. That comes to a PPI of 441. And it also has Gorilla Glass protection. And we have this is the nano SIM slot, if I'm not wrong. And the device looks pretty sleek, as I mentioned earlier. By the time it boots, let me give you a physical overview. On the top, actually, we have nothing. We just have an IR blaster here. And we have one slot over here for the micro SD card, the volume rockers, the power on off button. And on the bottom, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the micro USB slot that will be used for charging this device. And on this end, I believe this is a slot for the nano SIM. And it has booted. So let's quickly just set this up. And it's just setting up things. So it should be done in a second. And it is done. Again, the UI is pretty clean. We do have blink feed on the left. And this is the app tray. And let's try this gesture. Yeah, if you just pull down, you get to your quick toggles. And if you click here, you go to the settings. Let's look at the Android version that we get. If you go to software info, as you can see, it's running on the Android version 5.0.2. And it comes with the HTC Sense version 7. Regarding internal storage, it has 32 gigs of internal storage. And let's see out of that, how much do we get? We just get about 21 gigabytes free. So that's a little bit less, but yeah. But we do have a micro SD card on this device, so you can use that to expand the storage. Before we continue, let me quickly give you a configuration overview. This device is powered by the Snapdragon 810 chipset, which is an octa-core processor. The high-power cores that are based on the ARM Cortex-A57 architecture are clocked at 2 GHz. It's a quad-core processor, and the other 4 cores are based on the ARM Cortex-A53 architecture, clocked at 1.5 GHz. It has 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of internal storage. Rear-facing camera is a 20.7 megapixel shooter. Front-facing camera is a 4 megapixel. That's ultra pixel. And it has a 2840 milliamp hour battery, which is again sealed inside and not user replaceable. And the handset has a bit of heft. It weighs 157 grams. So it's on the slightly higher side for a 5-inch screen. But again, this one has that dual speaker, and they do provide actually pretty good sound. And one thing I don't like is that still HTC is having that chin. If possible, they should have removed this. The device would have looked a lot more sleeker. But to give you initial impressions, the in-hand feel of this device is actually very good. It feels actually pretty good, and it feels that you're holding a very good quality handset. Nothing is cheap about the build quality. But I can already see that, notice that the device is getting slightly warm, not hot, but slightly warm. And I'll just disagree. I don't know why that came. Anyways, this is the blink feed. And let's also quickly look at the camera on this device. The rear facing camera is a 20 megapixel shooter. So let's fire that up. And let me bring some objects over here. And it says we can swipe up and down to change the cameras. For example, you can use this for the selfies. As you can see, this is the ultra pixel, and we can go back. And we have the tap to focus. Let's use it without the tap to focus. And it's not making any shutter noise. And it says we can use even the volume key to capture the photographs. Let's quickly take one more snap of this one. And there is a lot of controversy about the camera on this. So I will be testing the camera on this device a lot more before I give a verdict how is the camera. But again, it's just about hardly a minute or so since we were using the camera, and already the back I can feel a little bit of heat. So it will be interesting to see how this device fares when we stress it, like doing heavy gamings or stuff like that. So guys, that's it for now for this very quick unboxing of this HTC One M9. If you have any specific questions around this device, do post them in the YouTube comments and I'll try to include them in my review. Thanks for watching this video. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.